I want to check that out. Con. First and foremost, I want to give all glory, honors, and praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakak Wadash, to Wadi Yah, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakak Wadash. I want to give double honors to the sincere elders and apostles of the Ray Millstone, because that's where I learned this truth from, and give double honors to all the other elders, giving us that non-stop energy, because we are help building. We're being in the spirit of the Lord. And how when you build, you need workers every day. You want to continuously do as much as you possibly can for the Lord. So that's what we're doing. And we got to understand that when we do this, we're going to also go through temptation. We're going to also have situations that you don't think that we through. That we're going to think, but the Lord is just testing us. Hey, Shalom Malakwa Abiyah Bashim Al Shar Brakatah, Shalom Rachel of 4, Yahweh Shim Al Shar Brakatah, sister, and Brakathum to your household, and Yahweh Shim Al Shar Brakatah, Athena, Powell, Yahweh Shim Al Shar Brakatah to you, and Brakathum to your household, and Brakathum to the brother Malakwa Al's household. Let me grab this real quick. This is and then we don't get, since you read it, and that's the spirit. This is 1 Corinthians 10:13.
That's the spirit.
Yeah. I'm gonna start at 12. I'm gonna start at 11. Now all these things happen unto them for an example, and they are written for a admonishment. And what is admonishment? A strict warning. So when you admonish a friend, when you're telling them, you're giving them a warning. This is what the Lord is doing. And so he gives us examples. He gives us bad examples, the ones that are wicked, what that happened to them. And those be a horrible death. And then he gives you what the awards is happening to the men that follow them. They get more on fire. They start getting fervent in the spirit. They continue. They get blessings on blessings. Look at the elder. He's right now in Europe. Right there. Traveling the world and still doing the work, still being all the blessings that's coming upon the men that have been doing this work for a very, very long time. So now people are getting to know this is what the Lord has given us. For whom the end of this world are come, wherefore let him that is thinketh stand, take heed, lest he fall. So we got to understand, if you don't understand these judgments, because what are these things written for? You want to grab that? No things are private. Or is that all things are written for our learning? Hey, Shalom Yahweh, Yahweh Shim Al Shar Brakatah. Shalom King.
2 Peter chapter 2.
And a Brakathum to your household. Beautiful, beautiful family.
Shalom. 2 Peter chapter 1 and verse 20. Knowing this first, that no prophecy of the scripture is of any private interpretation.
Nobody, they just grabbed the book and then started telling you, hey man, this is how I feel, because the Lord didn't care. They were doing what the experiences that the Lord put them in, and then saying, if they do this, this is what the Spirit of the Lord is going to happen. And also, this is what happens going to the prophecy. Wasn't the prophecy that we're going to have to go through hell? We were going to have to go through situations. We can't write it, hey, Jacob's trouble is going to be gay. That's a private interpretation. Because in the scriptures, it said it's going to be a time like no other. And if you don't, then you shall fall. Let me grab this.
Let me grab this quick one.
Yeah, you got it.
This is Romans chapter 15, starting at verse 4. For whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning.
So what all these things that are written, it was an example of what these men went, so we can learn from those experiences without a private, well, this is how I feel. Because a lot of people, especially those commentaries, especially those Christian churches, they feel like this is a parable when it's talking about Job. No, it's not a parable. It was learning that the Lord tempts men, but it's not tempt. It's a scripture on it. No, we're reading.
Trying. Hey, here it is. Sirach 2.
Yeah, read it.
Sirach chapter 2, starting at verse 5. For gold is tried in the fire.
God, we're going to start on the top of that scripture. We're going to stop at that chapter.
Con.
But continue to read it.
For gold is tried in the fire.
No,
go up.
the other scripture. We're going to start on the top.
Romans chapter 15 and verse 4. For whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning.
So all these things, we heard the patience of Job. Let's grab this. And then we're going to go into that. Reason why is the brother was talking about Job, and he's seeing the interpretation, and it wasn't private. The Lord put the Spirit on him. And he also, when the Lord does that, he makes you go through situations because you can know what these men were going through. So when you start catching hell, if you ask for understanding, the Lord's going to give it to you, but he's going to use it as a cost. So you want understanding? Well, this is how you get it. You want more understanding it? Let me just grab this. Lock in.
Luke 22
no, I'm gonna get James, the 5th chapter, but I don't think I have James in this Bible. You want to get it from me? Yeah. Yeah, they're all in different places because that's why I was trying to get one today, but James. This is James chapter 5. I'm going to start at 10. Take my brethren the prophets who have spoken in the name of the Lord. Take it for an example. This is in the NLT. For an example of patience in suffering. Dear brothers and sisters, that's talking about all of us, because we got to understand, like, a lot of people be taking out the sisters out of the scripture. They be saying, but you just sit down, cursing them out. But they were going and they were believers, and it was some believing women that were more believing than the men in this truth. Look at Mary Magdalene. Look at Yahushua Mary's mom. Look at all these examples. What is that? The one that her husband died, and then she was praying and fasting every day, right before when the Yahushua was about to come. This is the example. So brothers and sisters, look at the prophets who spoke in the name of the Lord. This is in the NLT. For an example of suffering. We give great honor to those who endured under suffering. For instance, you know about Job, a man great endurance. You can see how the Lord was kind to him at the end. For the Lord is full of tenderness and mercy. You want to break it down?
Hey, yeah, Con. So, hey, man, as soon as you come to serve Yahweh Shem Yahushai, man, hey, prepare yourself for temptation, because Satan gonna try to sift you, man. Satan want to sift you, and then you're gonna realize, hey, man, this is what's going on. Man, Satan trying to sift me, but look what happened with Job. All right, Job endured it. Even his wife told him to go lose your integrity and go commit wickedness. But he didn't do that, and he committed himself to Yahweh Shem Yahushai. He prepared himself for temptation, man, and kept serving Yahweh Shem Yahushai. And he was up at the end, man. All right, and he's still up.
Well, look here. Let's grab this. And this doesn't mean like some people saying that you should worship the apostle and worship. No, that's not saying that. But the scriptures also say this is because this is an example of what they have to went through, and we have to use it as an example. This is Sirach chapter 44, verse 1. Let us now praise famous men and our fathers that begot us. And we're talking about the ones that endured for the Lord, the ones that are forefathers. From Moses, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, but mostly because you don't want to worship these guys either. That's what they try to get it mixed up. And when someone's famous, and that's what respect the person gets. But we can praise them because we know that they went through it, that we can do the same thing. We only worship Yahweh and Yahushai. The Lord has wrought great glory by them through the great power from the beginning. And how did he do it? Because they were obedient. They listened to the Lord. They waited upon the Lord. Such as did bear rule in the kingdom, men renowned for their power, giving counsel by their understanding. And why? Because they feared the Lord. That was the beginning of understanding. All these examples have one thing. They looked to Yahweh Yahushai. Yo, David. When did David make a decision on himself? Like, well, he did it once, or with the Bathsheba thing, but he got punished with it. But that's what that tender mercy comes from. Because every other decision, he looked towards the Lord. He looked at, give me 1 Samuel chapter 3, verse 1. Is it first? It's either 1 Samuel 3 or 2 Samuel.
Yeah, 2 Samuel about David, right?
No.
About Eli.
Yeah, he said the word of the Lord was feared in those days. It's like 3, and it's in that chapter. It's in the beginning. It's in there. Let me just give it a mine. I don't mark it. He said, in those days, the word of the Lord was feared in those days. Bear with me off here. Fine. I'm gonna think of where it's at, and I'm gonna grab it. Salakia. So let's just continue it. But going into, people inquired of the fear of the Lord. Inquire, and that's what David did. When he would go into situations, he would drop down. Look at Moses when he was dealing with our people, the unruliness of us. What did he do? He dropped down to his face and he prayed unto the Lord. Continuing and declaring prophecies. Leaders of people by their counsel and by the knowledge of learning meet for the people, wise and eloquent in instruction. So let's go. Look at how that paid off. We're going to drop down to the end of the verse. This is I'm going to start at 23. Actually, I'm going to start at 20. But he made Aaron more honorable and gave him heritage, the Levitical priesthood, dividing his firstborns unto the increase. Why? Because they listened to the Lord. They fought for the Lord. Especially, he prepared bread in abundance, for they eat the sacrifices of the Lord, which he gave unto his and his seed. Here by the land of the people he had no inheritance, neither did he have any proportion among the people. For the Lord himself is the proportionate inheritance. And that was talking about the blessing of Levi. They were, and his seed, Aaron's seed, and now they could only go into the temple. But now that temple is open through Yahushua to all the tribes. But seeing, because he listened and he understood the Lord. Continuing, then the third glory is Phinehas, son of Eleazar. Salakia, not Alazar in the Hebrew of Pelio, because he had zeal in the fear of the Lord. That was the spirit of time when you seen a Midianite woman and a man, they were committing not adultery, abominations, sacrificing, I think, on Signs Fest, or they were sacrificing onto other gods. So what did he do? Was he was the son of Aaron, by the way. He threw a javelin and killed those people. And what did the Lord say? He gave them grace. And this is the things that we have to learn from us. He said it was going to be peace in his house forever. Continuing, and stood with a good courage of heart with the people when they turned back, and made recounsel for Israel. And that's the Numbers, the 25th chapter, 25th or 26th chapter. And so after that, the wrath of the Lord was taken off of Israel, because they were committing adultery. They were doing all this wicked thing. Is this it? No, it's not. It's in the 3rd chapter, but I don't know where it is. But continuing, therefore the covenant of peace was made with him, and he should be chief of the sanctuary and his people, and that he and his prosperity should have the dignity of the priesthood forever. And according to the covenant with David and the son of Jesse, the tribe of Judah, that the inheritance of the king should be, and his prosperity alone. So the inheritance of Aaron should be also be upon the seed, because it went through Judah, but that's not what I was looking for. Oh, that's why, because I'm in the 45th chapter. Salakia. Oh, here it is. But that's another good point. Therefore, hey, here it is. Therefore, who keep the law of the Most High, this is 44 and 20, who keepeth the Most High and was in a covenant with him. He established the covenant in his flesh, and when he was proven, he was found faithful. Therefore, he assured him by an oath that he would bless the nations of his seed, our forefathers. And that's why, because they were going through hell. Look at what happened. Abraham's father was an idolater, just as what happened to us in those days. And what did the Lord do? He put the spirit on him to leave from his father and go and follow him, even sacrificing unto his son. He established and was proved, and he was found faithful. Therefore, he asserted him by an oath that he would bless the nations, his seed, and he would multiply him as the dust of earth, and exalt his seed as the stars, and cause them to inherit from sea to sea, and from river unto the utmost parts of the land. So he was going to give the covenant, because they were faithful unto the Lord. They kept and waited upon the Lord. When they went through these situations, he kept standing with the Lord. And look, he got the seed for us, Abraham, and then Isaac did he establish likewise for Abraham his father's sake, the blessing of all men and the covenant. And it made it rest upon the head of Jacob. So the 12 patriarchs. Going in, and that's why we praise these, man. And that's why we say, and that means just a high regard. Have reverence for it, but not worshiping.
That's the perfect word, reverence, man.
Reverence. But continuing, I know it was in a tangent, but this is just going into that situation. That's how we're supposed to look at it. So continuing in 1 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 13, there have no temptation taken you, but as such is common to man. So it's nothing you win that is not. We all, every Jake is going through hell because the Lord put the blessing. This guy's bugged out. Hey, don't interrupt the church. He that have no temptation taken you, but is such as common to man. See, that's a temptation. See, in the world, when you have someone do that, you just go across the street and whoop his ass. Yeah, but we're not going to do that because that's just another temptation to try to stop it. But the Lord knows that we can get through it. That's why he puts you in that situation. But God is faithful, who will not suffer you to be tempted above that ye are able. He is not going to have you, he's not going to put a situation that's going to overtake you, that's going to cause you to fall. He's not going to, if you have problems with Jake going up to you, causing issues, then he's going to have you in a place that's more quiet. But you're still going to be bringing it out through fierceness, because you got to get over that. Or if you have problem with women, then he's gonna keep all the women out of your household. He might just give you one woman and have you in a situation. He's not gonna put you in a situation that's gonna destroy you. He's gonna do it what's gonna make you best and teach and put that test upon you. But we with temptation also make a way to escape, that he be able to bear it. So this is what he's going to put it. Hey, here goes a little backward. All you got to do is this. He said he's going to put it, you're going to pray for it, and a brother's going to probably give you a counsel right before, and then you're going to go in that temptation. And the Lord said, you got the answers. You might be reading the chapter, and you've seen what our forefathers, did in that situation. And you just read that, and he puts you in that same situation because he knows that you can escape. And you just got the information. He's not going to give you something that you don't know, and so you can be destroyed. That's what he did to Esau, Edom. He doesn't do that to his people. You want to grab that Sirach, start on the top, verse 2.
This is Ecclesiasticus, also known as the book of Sirach, chapter 2, and verse 2. Verse 1. My son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation.
So when you come to serve the Lord, understand that hell is going to, that's what's going to happen. You're going to catch hell. You're going to put in situations that are comfortable. You're going to have to bite your tongue a lot. You're going to have to see, you're going to be hated by your family members. You're going to be hated by people in the world. You're going to have weird people in situations that you're like, man, Lord, why is it? Because this is how the Lord, when you serve him, he's going to test you.
Verse 2, set thy heart aright.
Set it aright. Make sure, and that means your mind put on what the Lord told you to do. And that's have patience, enduring suffering, and fearing the Lord, because he's going to guide you through it. And if you are getting weak, you have a man that teaches you that safe situation that helps you. And if you don't, then he'll have a lesson that you won't even know that, brother. It might a lesson on you. Hey, this is what I went through and this is what I did, testing you. This is what the Lord does.
And constantly endure, and make not haste in the time of trouble.
Constantly endure. That's the most important thing, is enduring. Because you can have the strongest right hand in the world, be super fast, but you can't fight more than 5 rounds. You gotta lose. They're just gonna run, get you tired, and then you're gonna lose. If you can't endure, it doesn't mean anything. If you don't have endurance, imagine be super strong, but you can only lift 3 times and you done. No, you have to have endurance. Let's grab that. What's that word mean? This is in the etymology. I like using the etymology. This is and if you don't have precepts, always bring it. And make hard, harden. What is that? Make hard. What is it? Like all these jakes, they want to be stoics or doing all this stuff, putting Andrew Tate and all. What kind of stuff? Well, you have to be hard. Everybody wants to be hard until they get tested. This is it. Like even in people in the world. Well, this is the word. That's what it means. To make hard. Harden. Bear. Tolerate. Keep up. Maintain the faith. That's what you're supposed to be doing. You got it.
Got a quick one. 2 Timothy chapter 2 in verse 3 as it reads. Thou therefore endure hardness. Like the brother was just going into, man. Hardness. Endurance. All right, hey man, you got to be durable in this thing. Endure hardness as a good soldier of Hamashiach Yahawashi. Hey man, so you got to endure to the end, man. Take up your cross like Yahawashi did as a good soldier of Yahawashi, man. And hey, you're going to go through all types of hell, man. With the Wadi Yahweh Yahawashi, like the brother said, he not going to give you a pop quiz on something he ain't gave you the answers for already. All right, like a school teacher. A school teacher ain't going to give you a pop quiz on something they didn't just teach you this week. All right?
You read it? Read it again.
2 Timothy.
Talk about that last part. Okay. At the lighter end of the chapter.
This is 2 Timothy chapter 2 and verse 3. As it reads, Thou therefore endure hardness as a good soldier of Yahawashi Hamashiach. And those soldiers of Yahawashi Hamashiach are the elect, man. All right, the remnant of Israel. All right, verse 4. You talking about the next verse or what?
Yeah, well, you get it.
Verse 4, no man that warreth entangleth himself with the affairs of this life. So basically, man, hey, you got to be tied up and locked in, occupied in prophecy with Yahweh Shem Yahushai, man, occupied in the words Yahweh Hashem Yahushai occupied in prophecies, like it says, going into the scriptures, man, daily, in and out the scriptures, be in season and out of season, preaching the word, being occupied in it, and hey, not losing faith, man, sticking to it.
This is it. Well, let me grab this. This is Ezekiel chapter 3, verse 8.
Watch me.
Here it goes.
Verse 7.
Yep. Let me go grab this, because the worst battles and all that stuff, because Esau Edom is easy, but with these battles is always against these hard-headed, stiff-headed niggas. Those are the ones that, so you got to understand this. For this is Ezekiel chapter 3, verse 5. For there are not sent to people of a strange speech or a hard language, but unto the house of Israel. Not to many people of a strange speech or hard language, whom the words that cannot not understand. Surely I have sent thee to them that they would hearken unto thee. But the house of Israel will not hearken unto thee. Why? Because they're hard-headed, stiff-headed. If you want to go through, everybody say, if you want to go through something, or you want to be able to be a strong, you have to go through, they say, the black community, the Latinos community. That's just hell. Look at what happened to Moses. Look how much endurance he had to have, how much harder he had to get just trying to preach. And he was with the whole 12. The whole 12 hasn't been together in a long-ass time. And he had to get in the wilderness. So complaining, hard-headed ass Jake just going around, he had to be hard. And that's what the Lord said. He's testing us, strengthening us, continuing. But they will not hearken unto thee, for they will not hearken unto me. For all the house of Israel are imputed and hard-headed. Their mind is just stubborn, won't change. So that's why the Lord has us go to temptations. Because that's, everybody knows the only how you can deal with a badass kid, their baby kids, Jake kids, we all have babysit, badass little cousins, they won't listen, you gotta whoop their ass. So that's what the Lord does. So when we go through these temptations, these tests, He is actually giving us punishment so we can get stronger. And then we can also be cured from that hard-headed. Behold, I have made thy face strong against their face. So the Lord puts us in endurance so we can be harder, so we can go through this hard-headed nation, which is our people. And thy forehead strong against their forehead. So because Jake will argue he could be dead ass wrong. Dead ass wrong. No, hey, Shalom, Enos, Yahweh, Shemal, Shah, Braka, Tha, and Braka, Tha, and a Braka, Thumb to your household. But Jake can be dead ass wrong. He can be talking about, he know he wrong. Look in your face. You can show him and he still won't. He's like, nope, I don't believe it. Well, this is what I think. Or look at Jake. We already know, you ever had a conversation with Jake, that hard-headed, loving Jesus will come up here, spitting their madness, try to fight you, do all these stuff. The Lord just has to kill niggas like that. But that's why He made your head hard against. That's why He's making you go through these endurance. So you can understand and stand bold. Because if you're weak, remember, it was men that we have high regards to that have failed because how hard-headed. Look at Moses. And he couldn't go into the Holy Land because he did what he got a little bit weak against Israel because they're so hard-headed. That he did it, they said, because it's belief when they smite the rock. Since you didn't believe, you won't be in the land. And he put Joshua and Caleb. Those are the only ones that survived out of that whole generation. As a adder hardens their flint, that I made thy forehead. That adamant hardens the flint. A sharpener. That's what the Lord, and that's why we have Jake. A man in the truth they're the most bold, they're the hardest to deal with, because they're strict, they're austere. If you're sensitive in this truth, you're not gonna be able to make it. Because a brother will tell you just like that, hey man, you need to man up. Man, Jake, you need to stop doing that. Man, Jake, you going off. true men in the Lord, not these respect the persons, love every, if you in my congregation, I love you kind of shit. No, they're going to tell you it just like that. Let's grab that. Want to grab it? Iron sharpens iron. So we have our teachers that's showing us how he's done, and then he's going through these situations. So we're getting sharper and sharper, and then other brothers sharpening us, giving us these lessons, all this stuff. What do you think these are for? So you can be sharp. So your sword can be slicing through soul. Because if you don't use and you don't sharpen your sword, you can use it a couple times, and then it's going to be blunt. And then bam. Then you get it. There's Jake. This dude changed his name to High Priest. What the fuck? Man, he's Northern Kingdom. But do you understand that you gotta be a Levite? And then Yahushai, which is also Southern Kingdom.
This is Proverbs chapter 27 in verse 17 as it reads, iron sharpeneth iron, so a man sharpeneth the countenance of his friend.
Iron sharpen iron. So that's why we admonish brothers. We tell them certain situations. We tell them, hey man, brother, admonishment is a strict warning. Read it again and break it down.
Proverbs chapter 27 verse 17 as it reads, iron sharpeneth iron, so a man sharpeneth the countenance of his friend. Amen. So the same way you use iron to sharpen your iron sword, all right, amen, the same way a strong man, an austere man, is gonna sharpen up his brother, who we know through the Spirit, man, has what's it called, that word they use? I see the potential. You see the potential of you being an elect, man. So they're gonna spend their energy, they're gonna spend their prayers, they're gonna spend their time to teach you, man, and being patient with you, so that you can be sharpened and grown up, man, and Yahweh Shemel Shai, man, so that you can be sharp in the word, sharp in dealing with everyday life, sharp in using wisdom, all right? All of that.
You got to look at it like that. Like, we're spiritual jewelers. And you know, when you do that, you can see a stone. You can see the diamond in the rough. Or a stone, like, before it's cut. Say, well, look at that. It's big enough. You see its faith. You know, because that's the number one thing. That shining jewel, that's basically faith. Like, how much faith? Because you know the difference. Because you can hear in a brother's voice, in their eyes, that they believe. When you don't have that, just, oh, man, a gun in the mouth, through like that, and you already know that you're going to sharpen it. It's not going to be no stone left. It's too much cuts. You can grab Job, the 38th chapter. You can start at 3, but let me get this real quick. Yeah, you start up. Yeah, start at the top. Let me grab this verse. This is Sirach, chapter 19. Admonish a friend, and it may be he have not done it. If he has done it, he that doeth it no more. So he might sin. You might be doing stuff he doesn't know. You just gotta admonish. Strict warning. That's what admonishment is. You strict. Hey, brother. You know this can cause some brothers to fall. Like, I see this in you. I see like this you probably need to lay off of that. Or brother, stop doing this. Or stop being like that. This is an admonishment. Admonishment means strict warning. Admonish thy friend, and he may be that he have not said it. If he have, then he speak. Like, he might say, and he might break down something wrong. Well, if you admonish, hey man, brother, like, you did this is what, you know, you got to be serious. And then he was like, oh man, and he'll do a correction video, or he started being more relevant on what the words he said. This is what this does. It corrects and it sharpens you, so you can be stronger and stronger. Admonish a friend, for many times it is slander, and believe not a tale. So you know, it's like, well, once you start, like, because you know, a lot of Jake, they'll just lie, they tell you a secret, they go into situations, but you know, this brother is looking out for you, and you're admonishing him all the time when he's in a situation. He knows that it's going to be bullshit. Like, he's He's not saying that. Or I already know this brother. He wouldn't say that. He'll tell me in my face. Like, we're not saying this behind their back. We're completely upfront with it because the scriptures tell us to be. There is no one that slippeth in speech, but not me. There is one that slippeth in speech. Because sometimes we all say a little things, oh man, I went off on it, and you don't understand unless someone tells you. But see, the difference is you're a mindset and you're like, brother, nah, that shit's right. Man, brother, you going off. Or like, you tell her, like, if they're like that, then now he slipped in the heart. He didn't slip in the tongue. His mind has been changed. A seducing spirit took him away. And that's why we continue to do this, because we got to make sure that these things, because sometimes it can happen. But if he repents, if he gets it and you keep trying and harder, and he stops it, then bam, that's when you know that you gained the friend. And he that have not offended with his tongue, who hasn't? Allah, our elders, apostles, all this stuff have slipped. Look at Peter. He was slipping all the time. Yahushua was getting on him. You already know. Yahushua was getting up. Yahushua called him the devil. You know, this is what was happening. He was said. Well, remember what he said to Yahweh when he had that vision. I have not ate nothing unclean, nor common nor unclean. Telling that to, but what? That wasn't the vision. That vision was actually talking about Cornelius. It was not saying eating unclean food. But didn't he slip?
This is Matthew chapter 16 and verse 23. In the NIV, Yahushua turned and said to Peter, "Get behind me, Satan. You are a stumbling block to me. You not have in mind the concerns of the Most High, but merely human concerns."
Mm-hmm. You're being carnal. You're being carnal. You're thinking in a worldly mind. And if you think like that, what's going to bring you? Death. That's it.
Yeah, this is Luke chapter 22 and verse 31, as it reads. And Yahushua said, "Simon, Simon, behold, Satan hath desired to have you, that he may sift you as wheat."
That's perfect. Get in Job, the first chapter. That's what we were ultimately going to get. Mm-hmm. But can finish reading it, and then I'll break it down.
Luke 22 and verse 31, as it reads. And Yahushua said, "Simon, Simon, behold, look at this. Satan hath desired to have you, that he may sift you as wheat." All right, same way like we was talking about in the book of Job, man. Hey, man, the same way the Lord, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Satan came to Yahweh, should we read that first?
Yeah, we're going to read that first. We break it down. The Lord doesn't mean, Satan doesn't want to have some unbelieving, weed-smoking nigga. He already got him. All you got to do is throw a dime pack to him, fucking some fat booty bitch, and he'll do anything you want. Look at what these rappers do. They'll literally bend over. Give him rich and famous,
$100,000, $10,000.
Throw all his integrity down. All of it.
Verse 32. But I have prayed for thee, that thy faith fail not. And that's why it's beautiful having Akim and having not a godful spirit, and where you can even have Akim to pray for you, bro, so that you can, so you don't get sifted like wheat, all right, so that you don't fail, all right.
Why do you think Yahushua showed perfect love? Because when he seen anything wrong, he was getting on in that. He was like spearing people. Like when he sees something, man, he
even ran. He even ran. You know what I'm saying? He even got out of there like when they was about to try to attack him. And he got out of there. I'm not finna play no games. Use wisdom, right?
Or like going into that when he's seen these people. When Yahushua was so fervent for the Lord and loving for his brother that he's seen them making the house of the Lord's house a treasury. So he started whooping their ass. He was putting physical
hands on it.
Yeah, that's how much the Lord loves his people. So he shows complete love. So now when he knows that she's still with us, now he's praying for her. He admonishes us, prays for us, because that's what you got to do to brother.
Right. So that's the latter part of this verse as it reads. And when thou art converted, strengthen thy brethren. So, hey, man, you're supposed to strengthen your brother, man. If you know, hey, man, his brother, he knew, and he a babe in it. All right, we'll do this for him. All right, I got him this time. But he should learn this time, hey, man, I still being the strength for your brother, man.
If we're building a building, what matters if you're the hardest rock on the thing? You're the best brick or the best window ever, but then everything around you is just complete shit. Like, what? That doesn't even make sense.
What's that saying they say? You are strongest, your weakest.
Yeah, that's the truth. If you're in this truth, we want every brother to be on a level. We want them to be, and that's what they be saying in Israel. They be saying, you think you on a level? Well, don't you want me to be? Ain't you supposed to, ain't we building the same, don't we have the same goal? Ain't you supposed to be helping me increase? That's what Yahushua did? But no, they said, nope, they're trying to push and measure you. Well, that doesn't matter. We're supposed to be helping brothers get on a level. Don't ask them, hey, Shalom Kalab, Yabba Shemiel Shabrakatah.
Job 1, starting at verse 6, as it reads, Now there was a day when the sons of the Most High came to present themselves before Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, and Satan came also among them.
So is that after he got kicked out of heaven and fucking because that's bullshit. Like, that doesn't make sense. But I don't know why people keep saying that. They use two verses, one in Luke and one in Isaiah the 14th chapter, to put that. That's bullshit. The Lord, all the angels are in the right. It's evil angels, just as you're talking about the time of Ahab, which they said put a lying spirit on him, and then it's good angels. The Lord has counsel. Remember, even Yahweh has counsel. So isn't that telling you something? That if you get in a counsel, you can't be saying, hey, brother, I don't feel like I need a counsel. Then you going off. You're getting weak.
That's a nightmare, huh? Literally. Then Satan, Salakia. Oh, yeah. And Satan came also among them. Verse 7. And Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua said unto Satan, Whence comest thou? Then Satan answered Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua and said, From going to and fro in the earth and from walking up and down in it.
People think he's as a snake slithering. No, because that's also in Chronicles. It's in the 16th chapter, but just to make it faster. This is Chronicles chapter 16, verse 9. For the eyes of the Lord are to run to and fro throughout the whole earth. Meaning, Satan be having chariot, and he be going around the world in a chariot. Just as the eyes of what is the eyes of the angels? And that means Satan is also eyes of the Lord. So you guys got to understand, Satan, the spiritual demon Satan, is in order to show himself strong in the behalf of those hearts is perfect towards him. He was doing, isn't he not doing the same thing to show himself? Isn't Satan doing this to show himself strong in behalf of them? Those hearts is perfect towards the Lord. Wasn't that what Job was getting tested for? To see if he's perfect in the Lord. He therefore has done foolishly, therefore hence thou shalt have war. We're just going to the point that you got to think. Hey, Shalom Nakawam, priest Nakawam, Yahweh Shemel Shabrakatah.
Shalom.
Yeah, so see, the angels go to and fro for the earth, and Satan was doing it. And what he doing the same thing, seeing if the hearts of the men are not men, of the Israelites is perfect unto the Lord. And actually the believers, the elect, just as the time before. But continue.
Job chapter 1 and verse 7. And then Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua said unto Satan, Whence comest thou? Then Satan answered Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua and said, From going to and fro in the earth and from walking up and down in it.
So in a chariot. And then you're also tempted. Using, because he's in order, doing whatever the Lord has told him to do.
Verse 8. And Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua said unto Satan, Hast thou considered my servant Thawam? Oh, Salakia. Hast thou considered my servant Job? Exactly. My servant Job, that there is none like him in the earth?
See, and you got to have that mindset. Because if you thinking you just a wicked nigga, like, come on, we all know, like, even Paul said, he said, I'm the chief of sinners. But you got to understand, when you go through these times, you got to know that you're as Job. So a brother told me to place your name in that scripture. Because ain't you doing the same thing? Didn't James the 5th chapter, he said, you heard the patience of Job that you're supposed to? So, and that's Yahweh is bragging about him, and that's what he does about his elect and his sons. He's bragging about him. But if you're a wicked ass, and he ain't bragging about it, he's like, he disowns you. He wants to kill you.
So verse 8 again, and the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushai said unto Satan, hast thou considered my servant Job, and that there is none like him in the earth, a perfect and an upright man, one that feareth Yahweh Shem Yahushai.
That's the number one thing, because that brings you understanding. That's how you can be perfect in the Lord. Because if you perfect, then you with Yahushai. Because if you fear the Lord, you will listen to what he says. And he said, kiss the Son, lest you be angry. So you would worship the Son. You would also worship Yahweh. And you would do the ways that he's telling you, because you fear him. And then you will be perfect. Because remember, the elect, they shall have no guile in their mouth.
And escheweth evil. Hey man, so he stays away from evil. He hates evil, man. He abhors evil.
No. Did it say that? Oh, he sees a bunch of wicked niggas. Let's go over there. Let's shoot him. He means get away from it. He makes evil go away from him.
Gone.
Like, he sees an evil situation. He sees a bunch of people just going off, like they're committing a fucking orgy or something. You know, you having people like that. He's not going to be out there in the same room watching TV, letting that shit. No, he's not going to be doing shit. He's like, all right, I need to get out of here. Let's get him wicked.
Shit, he might pick up a stick and whoop on their ass. Get the fuck out of here.
You don't even be in that situation.
Exactly. Verse 9. Then Hasatan answered Yahweh Shem Yahushai and said, does Job fear the Most High for nothing? Verse 10. Hast not thou made an hedge about him, and about his house, and about all that he hath on every side?
He said, he only is that because you blessed him. That's what Satan said that. He said, he's only doing that because you give him so much. Like now he's protected all the time. He got all this money. He's family. That's the only why he's doing it.
Con. Thou hast blessed the work of his hands, and his substance is increased in the land.
And we would all have that if we would have look at Deuteronomy the 15th. Isn't that explained in Deuteronomy the 28th chapter? Going through all the blessings, isn't he saying the same things are in those blessings? So it's going to happen to us. So we're in that period of time where Satan is now tempting us, because that's what's going to happen to us.
Verse 11. Put forth thine hand now and touch all that he hath, and he will curse thee to thy face.
And did Job do it? He said that's what Satan said, and that's what he be telling about the other men. It's men that do it. How many people's like I have a lot of family members that because that's Esau's spirit. See, you ever seen Forrest Gump? That guy had no legs. Oh, you see in the world that Jake be having that spirit on him. Just because they don't make good life decisions and the Lord has tested them, then they be like, man, see, this is why I don't believe in it. Now they lose faith. It's like, man, like that one guy, I don't even know, but they said that he got kicked out and now he don't believe in the Lord anymore.
Word.
And now he's that Saint Miguel. I was checking that out because that guy looked bugged out.
Horror been talking about him.
Yeah, you don't want to be like that. And that's what so he would have failed. He failed that the test. Satan devoured him, just as the brother did. He took him out and brought him onto it. He did exactly what cursed the Lord in his face. Because if you deny the Lord, you're basically cursing him. You say he doesn't exist. What is his name? He exists.
And put forth thy hand now and verse 11. But put forth thine hand now and touch all that he hath, and he will curse thee to thy face. And Yahweh Shem Yahushai said unto Satan, behold, all that he hath is in thy power.
All that he hath is in thy power. The Lord, man's going to the Lord.
Con. So only upon himself put not forth thine hand. So Satan went forth from the presence of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. And there was a day when his sons and his daughters were eating and drinking.
Hey, I thought they were fighting. It was a war. Like, how did you get there?
Right.
Just going to the point, because Satan, see, he was in order from the presence of the Lord.
As it starts in verse 6, it says, verse 6, now there was a day when the sons of God came to present.
He's a son. He's a brother. Just like when John was praying, when John tried to worship his Revelation, the 19th chapter, verse 10.
Oh, he was like,
and then he
nah,
said, we're brother. Satan is a brother of the Israelites, too. That's it. He's a brother. He's on the left hand. I don't want to hang out with the nigga, but like, he a brother.
Right. And he's still going to do what y'all Bashem Yahushai say do. Hey, two-thirds of Israelites, hey, man, Satan gets down. Satan is more obedient than two-thirds of the Israelites.
The brother was on point. The brother Nakawan, the priest. If you fall out, you never really believe from the first place. It was a fad. You found out something that you can benefit from it. You never believed. He was like, hey, look at all these people doing it. I think I'm just going around and get along if you fall out. Hey, how's it going? Yeah, it is getting cold, man. It's time, man.
No, I feel good though. Hey,
Verse 13, Job chapter 1 and verse 13. As it reads, and there was a day when his sons and his daughters were eating and drinking wine in their eldest brother's house.
We can cut that. Go to Job, the 38th chapter,
Verse 3.
and then we don't get back into this. We never even finished the Raka second chapter. So we just grab that. This is going to be the main purpose. Because, you know, what happens when you're like a child? Like, when you start, stuff don't go away, like, I quit. Man, all that stuff. Because, you know, kids are fucking, that's what they are. You know, they come and when they first see it, a sincere kid, he really want to know. But, you know, when they don't take care and they continue in that child mindset, what do? So why the Lord told, after the Lord punished them and put them all in a situation, even if he was testing them, now this is what the Lord told him. Let's grab that.
This is the book of Job, chapter 38, verse 3, as it reads, gird up now thy loins like a man, for I will demand of thee, and answer thou me.
See, the Lord said, gird up. He said, man the fuck up. He said, man it up. Well, pull up your pants, your big boy pants. Just gird up your loins, pull up your big boy pants. And he said, he's not, hey, you answer me when you're ready. No, he said, I demand of you. I demand of you to answer me like a fucking man. Look, this is what the Lord, if you see, so you don't understand. See, a lot of people are offended in the Lord. You think the Lord is just all like sunshines and rainbows. Can't, like, nope, the Lord is straight up. If you think the prophets are rough, then you definitely not going to be able to understand. I mean, you're definitely not going to be able to be around Yahweh Shai and Yahweh. You gotta ask what he has did to them. His justice presence melts mountains. Like, he fucking burnt and scraped them. That mountain is still scarred to this day because he just showed up. So what do you think he's gonna do? He tell you to man up and talk to him in his face? Nah, man. You see, you don't know what this is about. Continue. Where did you start at, 1?
I started at verse 3.
Read it over again.
Job chapter 38 and verse 3, gird up now thy loins like a man, for I will demand of thee, and answer thou me. Where wast thou when I laid the foundations of the earth? Declare, if thou hast understanding.
He said, so he's asking, like, where, so you have all these questions, you're questioning my rule. That's why, just as we were in the wilderness complaining, questioning, like, why don't we get that? He said, but where were you when I was doing all this stuff? Just like that, when he was building the foundations. He did all this stuff for you, and you questioning him? Why he testing you? No, you got to understand that this is the Lord. He's doing this for a reason. His thoughts are not your thoughts.
Neither is his ways your ways.
And they're higher. That's why when Yahushua came on this earth, what did he say? He said, your thoughts are from below, but mine is from above. Because he had the mind of Yahushua was wanting to please Yahweh. So he was doing everything. He was just as what the Lord was doing. He's seen the bigger picture. He's seen the prophecies and what the Lord was building. He was building an all-powerful nation of gods. And if you don't want to be a part of it, well, that's your fault. Because if you're an Israelite, you're just going to have to die and then got to learn it all over again when the Lord puts that into you. Because it's not going to be not one sodomite in the house of a man of Israel. Not one. And no whores. It doesn't matter. The weakest link, well, that matters. Like we're not going to have weak links in Israel. All of them are going to be strong. So if you can't take it, let the Lord bite a bullet. Let the Lord destroy you. This is 1 Corinthians chapter 13, verse 11. When I was a child, I spake as a child and understand as a child. You know, you was growing up, you know, you made mistakes, you did all that stuff. But when I became a man, I put away childish things. You know, a man, like when you have a man, you got to pay bills, you know. You have responsibility, you have all this stuff. So your responsibility in this truth is to do the work. If you don't do it, you still have that childish mindset. If you don't do what the Lord has spoke, a man, like, women's the one that be complaining. A man just got to do it. It's no help me hotline. It's no, especially in the truth. You're not going to be able to, hey man, not take accountability. No, the Lord says this is what he demands of you. Answer me when he's talking to you. So you got to understand the Lord is not about you just going all the place. What happened? What did David say to Solomon? You know where that's at? It's in King James Samuel.
What, when he was about to give him the ghost?
Yeah. And he told him to man up. Get that. But now you have to put away these remember, this world is falling. This world only cares about folly. And isn't that childish? Always playing, little kids. Like a 32-year-old Judite man that's not in the world, all this nigga do is play. All Jake always does, everything's funny, fine energy, fucking looking at 6-second videos because they don't have that same, like a child. Well, no, when you're in this truth, you have to be a man. Because the only true men are in this truth.
Damn, I'm 32 now.
Oh, I didn't even know. Salakia.
This is 1 Kings chapter 2 and verse 2 as it reads, I am going the way of all the earth, so be strong. Mm-hmm. Show yourself to be a man.
Show yourself to be a man. Why is this so common? Because the only true men are an Israelite man and in the truth. Not those ones that, hey, I'm buff, I'm doing this, or you guys don't, all these people that, hey, I can be a simp for my woman, I pay. That's what women say a man is. One that's willing to sit for you and do all the bills. Man, fuck that. The ones that are able to be in this truth and be able to stand and adore this world, this war. Because if you're a man, you have a responsibility to be in the military service. Don't you? And we're in war. So are you going to pick up your sword, gird it up, and fight? Or are you going to be a bitch about it? Well, keep being a child. You're just going to die like one.
So, Lucky, that was I don't know what translation that was, but let me get King James Version.
It's a gird up your loins out.
1 Kings chapter 2 and in verse 2, as it reads, I go the way of all the earth. Be thou strong, therefore, and shew thyself a man, and keep the charge of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, thy power to walk in his ways.
As a man, keep the charge of Yahweh Yahweh Shai. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai.
Because remember, like he said in Job, he said, I'm going to ask you, I'm going to question you about that.
So he demands you to do it. Like he's demanding you. You know when your dad tells you, look at me when you're talking to me. That's what.
Yeah,
And you can't even look onto the Lord. You melt. We got to change our bodies. We're going to finish off with Sirach, the second chapter, and then we can call it. It can be a wrap.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 2
Start out one.
and verse 1. My son, if thou if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation.
So if you're a man knows that, all right, his responsibilities. So now this is what we got to do. We gotta work for the Lord. So understand that it's going to be temptations. It's going to be hard. It's not going to be easy. But what is easy that is good for you? Is it easy to work out? No. And that's why it's a lot of obese, bitch-ass men on the earth. Is it easy to make money? Well, why do you think everybody's poor? It's the curses, but everything that has something beneficial to it is hard. So we got to understand the most beneficial thing you can have on this earth is being a man of Yahweh Yahushua. So it's going to be the hardest thing you will ever do.
Verse 2, set thy heart aright, set thy mind aright.
Set your heart, put your mind. You got to get these scriptures, learn these stories, understand, know what kind of mindset it is. And what does the Lord demand of thee? To gird up your loins, be a man.
And constantly endure, and make not haste in the time of trouble.
Constantly endure, which we just went into, it means to harden. Constantly, just get hard. Get strong. I know that didn't sound right, but that's Salakia.
Hey, that's the word though. So cleave unto him and depart not away.
Cleave unto him. Because that's the only, casting your burdens upon him. Because that's the only how you're going to be able to make it through. Because these demons, there's a lot of people that used to tell me that you can't take a demon on itself because they didn't have faith. But with Yahushua, you can take anything. When you have Yahushua, you can take down a demon like that. This is Philippians. Chapter 4, verse 12. Break this down. I'm going to start at 12 points and 13. Break it down. I know both how to be abased and I know how to abound.
Hey, man, so whether I got $1 million or I got $10 in my pocket, I know how to get in. I know how to move around. I know how to handle what I got to handle. That's what the brother Paul is talking about.
Everywhere and in all things, I am instructed both to be full and to be hungry.
Hey, so you're still supposed to be thriving and striving for to accomplish that which Yahweh Shem Yahushua say do, and then know how to not be, basically, how can I say it, not be greedy, but to still be like, I'm cool, how to hold yourself, you know what I'm saying? Discipline, all right? That's the best way I can break that down.
Okay. Both abound and to suffer need. So you got to understand, sometimes there's going to be periods of time that you don't have enough to eat. Is that going to stop you from going in the truth? There's going to be some times that you got an abundance. What are you going to do? You got to understand that the Lord puts us in situations because he wants to know a full spectrum. And we have to know how to be able to do that. It's going to be a time in the truth that you ain't doing well. It's going to be a time that you're doing well. What are you going to do with that? How are you going to, what, and how are you going to grow from it? Continuing, still break it down, verse 13. And I can do all things through a Mashiach which strengthens me.
Through Yahweh Shem Yahushua, you still be able to get through it. So, sometimes you got to put that pride aside. And I'm saying you might have to ask a brother for something. You get what I'm saying? Put that pride down and go ahead and ask a brother. And then sometimes on the flip side, you might have to go ahead and break bread.
Break the lighter parts down. So you trust it. I can do all things.
Mm-hmm. Okay. There's nothing you can't do through Yahweh Shem Yahushua, man. He's gonna get you through all of it. Ultimately, you have to believe and have faith, man.
They said a faith of a mustard seed, you can make a mountain. This is the faith you have to do, that you can take down governments. Just what faith. You can do whatever the Lord, according to his will. This is the confidence that I have in the Lord, that everything I do according to his will, that he'll do it. Hey, Shalom, Shahar of Judah, Yahweh Shem Yahushua Brakatah, Brakatam to the household, Yahweh Shem Yahushua Brakatah. And finish it. Sirach.
Okay. Sirach chapter 2, in verse 5, verse 3. Cleave unto him and depart not away, that thou mayest be increased at thy last end.
Just as Job. He kept faithful. Never cursed the Lord with his mouth. And what happened? He abundantly got stuff. He got to see the people that died, his children, because they came back. He got to see all the way up to the 4th generation. So those kids, his first kids, he got to see them come back in the regeneration. Which we're going to see all our kids, all our seed come back, because if you be of the man of the Lord, you are the start of it. And you're going to be able to see every last one of them. All the ones that are going to die in this world because they need death, because they're sick, they need to be purified, as we say, burnt and melted. Well, you're going to be able to see them again. So you might, hey man, your dad, you love him and stuff, but if he's bugged out, he's going to die. Your brother, I'm a twin brother. That nigga's going to die unless he repents. But you already know.
Verse 4, whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully, and be patient when thou art changed to a low estate. Hey, man, so whatever, however you get socked on your chin or in your chest or in your arm, shoulder, hey, man, just take it cheerfully, man. And when you get changed to a low estate, hey, man, you still got to, abase and abound in that situation. Hey, that's at the time when you got to abound, abound in the word, all right? Abound in the fruits of the Spirit. Or you still got to be in the Spirit. You still got to have that same faith as a mustard seed as if you had the $1 million or $100,000 or, all the love in the world, all right?
Because you can't have that suicidal, Saul-like spirit that some men are pushing in the truth. Like, I just want to die kind of shit. No, you're rejoicing. We're rejoicing that we're able to suffer as a believer of Yahweh for his name. So we'll end it off right there. So with that, I want to give all glory, honors, and praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Rakak Wadash, DTA, and a Babu Ball. So water Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, and Shalom, kings and princesses.